Good morning, everyone. We are at the Salone del Mobile for the new year, and this is our booth. On this occasion, I presented several new things, more commercial, smaller, but also bigger, even more cozy, even something ambitious. For example, this new Sweet Dream model will be the new top of our production, a model particularly cozy, particularly comfortable, and experiment in depth, and pass me the term design as far as we can go, but yes, it is a design product. Here we try to get out a little bit of the canon. We have a low armrest, very puffy, oversized depth, and always a sofa bed, so always a bed, a big bed inside. We brought in, just to emphasize this, our tendency to do things that look a little bit more and a little bit more oversized. We also brought in an armchair, a max chair in this case, which rushed me to show how cozy and comfortable it can be, and in my opinion also how much this disproportion in being so over makes it then in fact proportionate and pleasing. Continuing into the booth, we see another novelty, another model from the collection of the new year called the LULLABY. Here it is offered in a four-seater, a small corner and maxi fixed seat. Here again, the canon, the novelty. My personal taste has changed a little bit because I want to offer sofas that are more and more cozy, more and more comfortable. So even in the case of the LULLABY, which is not an over product like the Sweet Dream, here we still have a very, very cozy seat and upholstery with a few more folds than it should have, precisely because I like that it not only be cozy, be soft, but that it feels cozy, soft and comfortable even before I sit down. So I wanted to make this softness with this dress that's a little bit disheveled. In the same vein, in the same way, we see the Fill, which is a restyled product. This is not new, but what is new is the restyling. And even here, as a sofa bed, we have something exceptionally cozy and soft and also quite distinctive in design. It's a product that I would say either you love it or you hate it. I love it. I find it a sofa, very particular, very informal. It doesn't follow the usual canons of the sofa bed. It is a product that has a rather high back but very cozy. A dress that falls behind without any function of comfort, but with an aesthetic function to leave it so a bit choked up. And we have a backrest stem that is extremely cozy in that it is rounded. So in the central part of the seat, we will find this cradle that accommodates us perfectly. Following in the stand, we find another brand new model. It is called GOODFELLAS. It is always a sofa bed, of course. In this case, it is a double three-seater maxi, meaning that here we have a three-seater maxi bed, 180 mattress. And on the side we have, in this case, a three-seater maxi fixed, so 490 centimeter seats. Triple density polyurethane seats and a comfort that is also here. Cozy, yet at the same time quite load-bearing. The design is young. The details are there that make it a little different from the usual. We have this colored profile that is present on the armrests and also on the side of the backrest. So with a little bit of imagination, with a little bit of good taste, you can customize according to your own needs, according to one's taste, the sofa. From front-in composition with wide peninsula, we have Vegas. Vegas is also a new model. New Year's collection again. Yes, in the Sweet Dream we saw earlier, we have a deep seat here. However, the design is a little bit more dry, a little bit more streamlined, a little bit more simple, very few seams, as is my current taste. So a deep sofa, streamlined with some advisable cushions to make it more cozy, but very, very clean and very, very modern. Hard to follow. This is something new. This is a product that made me agonizing to make it. It is a very difficult product, even though it looks like a simple product. It is a proof of those. With a weighted backrest, so an item that is very much in want these days, these last few years. We have this backrest that gives us support. We can place it wherever we want, whether it's lengthwise or sideways or however we prefer. He doesn't move and he always lends us great support. But inside, and this is what is new this year, it finds space for a bed. A real bed, an exceptional bed, which we open with a single movement. With extreme ease, we open a bed that resembles a bed in comfort. But not being a transformable, I would insist on pointing out that it also resembles a bed in aesthetics. Here we have no armrests that bother, we have no headboards, we have no parts that remain to clutter our passage, but simply I can lean and lie down by entering my bed from any direction. Then when I am finished, I get up and simply with a single movement, I close my bed. So a product young, interesting, modest in size, so quite light, and with this nice backrest that I can position as I want. Behind this way out, we have two armchairs, two of our armchairs. Maybe the novelty here is just about a graphic design for the fabrics, because we presented with the Salone a new category of fabric that is very sophisticated, very refined, a palette a little more, as it were, elaborate. So heavier weights and also more natural compositions, just to emphasize how important then the composition of the fabric can also be. Worktop, which has been used a lot these days. And here we have GABRIEL. The GABRIEL is a product that easily transforms from classic to modern, from modern to classic. The Salone wanted to bring it in this new velvet, the category with a profile with a strong contrast. And it makes it look a little more classic. Even the feet we chose to use are a little more classic, but with a modern comfort and informal comfort. A new version, a new line of sofas with high feet. It is very deep, it is very comfortable, very upholstered, so we like this comfort and this coziness. The GABRIEL is a sofa that, perhaps without the profile and with a more jaunty fabric, is transformed from a classic sofa to a modern sofa without great effort. On this side, on the other hand, we have the MORBIDONE. The MORBIDONE is one of the first family bedding models, a model that over the years has undergone several redesigns. This one, I think, is a final redesign. Here I was able, more than in past editions, to find a comfort that I wanted to judge as definitive, that we have a little bit more depth, we are a little bit more low from the floor, and a lift, a backrest, a height that makes it absolutely comfortable. Here you don't feel that it's a sofa bed, precisely because it's quite rare reception in these cases. But we don't sink, we are still very supported, and the backrest, which is not particularly high, can be helped in height by a headrest for those who prefer to rest the back of the neck as well. Opposite, on the other hand, we have a fixed sofa. All sofas in the comfort line, so MORBIDONE, Morgan Shabby, etc., are often sold as fixed sofas, to the point that this success prompted us to do a very special experiment on the fixed, lengthening the depth. We lengthened the fixed sofa by 6 inches. We called it Fixed XL, so in this case we have a TROPEZ, which is a new model in XL version, And these 15 centimeters allowed me to work a lot on the straps, a lot on the upholstery, and create a fit that is not simply as comfortable as the regular version plus 15. It is just different. I am able to have here a different elasticity, a different coziness, and to say an absolute comfort. Absolute, I think you can hardly make anything more comfortable than these sofas. I have to say that in the Saint-Tropez, absolutely also such soft stitching helps the rubbers, the feathers to work at their best. Last part of the booth here, we have a new product from the Femini line. So in the lowest part of the catalog, in the part, perhaps the one most used simply as a sofa in bed, we have a product called Gem, where there is a particularly shaped armrest rounded in every side of it. So we have a round front, a round back, a round top, but also a round side, all completely round so there are no edges. Also the seat joined to the lower part of the sofa, and with the dress that goes underneath, makes it young, makes it modern, makes it new in our catalog. Also in this case, as in the Morbidone, I wanted to add a headrest with a particular shape appropriate to the Phil sofa, because I like low-backed sofas, but everyone has a personal taste, so it is necessary, it is appropriate, offer the possibility for everyone to have something they can like. Here is also, here Morgan, last edition. Morgan has been restrung 3 times since it was born. In the 2012 3, if I remember correctly, several years ago. I would say final reissue here again, as in the Morbidone. We have a backrest that rests on the back of the sofa, just as I would be if it were a fixed sofa. Here again, the comfort has become even better in that the seat has been slightly lengthened, slightly lowered. And also here, as in the other sofas, we have the possibility for those who like it to put a headrest. In this case, we have a 4-seater sofa bed conformation, so with mattress from 180, a Peninsula, a maxi, that is not 80 of seating as is our custom, but 100 of seating, precisely because at the 4-seater it has 1 meter for each seat. Maxi in width but short. In my opinion, the most balanced as measures, and an Element maxi backless armchair that serves us as an end element for the composition. Last item, last sofa of the Carrellata. The great success of this edition is certainly one manufacturer to do so. We developed, and again it was challenging very long, we developed a mattress that could be contained in the sofas with higher mattress. So in the Badaboom, as in this case, in the Grand Prix. We developed a mattress with pocketed springs and with materials that were very soft, very high in density, with very high thickness. We are close to 25, 26 centimeters. Then you know here it's very soft. It's complicated to say that thickness, but it is compared to our habits that we have an absolute mattress. We have a clientele that very often needs to sleep every day and on the sofa bed, and we have thought precisely about this clientele. It is a mattress, very supportive, very comfortable, long enough, and born to pamper us every day, despite the fact that we are obliged to stay on the sofa bed. In this case, we wanted to dress it up with one of the new headboards. Because I think very often the sofa bed spends more time open than closed, and I definitely wanted to give it dignity. So, headboards, armrest, bed turn. And in short, we try to have a bed that becomes a couch when needed, not more of a couch that becomes a bed. I thank you for your patience in following the whole film. I'm sorry that not everyone, of course, could have come to the furniture show, perhaps customers further away. I hope I have illustrated without tediousness to anyone the sofas presented in this edition.